Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder again with another Reddit story for you. This one is actually from Traumatize Them Back, which is new for me. And it is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Serving My 30 Female Sister-in-Law, 32 Female, Dinner on a Kid's Plate? It's supposed to be a fun one. My husband and I have family dinners at our house every month or so with our family. We have some sets of fine china that I like to switch out between the seasons that I've inherited from my grandmother. When we have our get-togethers, I serve dinner on these plates. My mother-in-law compliments them every time. My sister-in-law, however, has made comments to me that these aren't my style. I honestly didn't think twice about her comment until this past February when one of my plates was put in the sink broken. Chalked it up to an accident. Oh no, the fact that it was mentioned here means that it wasn't an accident. So this plate isn't my style, I'm going to break it. That's where we're at so far. Got it? Check. In April, we had another dinner. This time, sister-in-law was carrying both her and her boyfriend's plates to the sink and accidentally dropped them both. Oopsie. Again, no biggie at all. In May, she broke 2 more plates, and in June, she broke a plate and a cup. Okay, she's a dropper. Don't throw her the ball. She's a dropper. Again, no biggie at all. OP is like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. In May, she broke 2 more plates, and in June, she broke a plate and a cup. At this point, I was catching on. I brought up these concerns to my husband, and he brushed it off as accidents. Accidents. I told my mom, and she said she thought my sister-in-law was doing it on purpose and got me a camera to put in my dining room. Hell yeah, Mom. Mom's like, you know what? I think there's more to this story. I think we need to investigate. I think we need to get a gosh heckin' camera and test this theory. I like Mom's style here. She's not just making an accusation. She's not jumping to conclusions. She's like, let's gather evidence. In July, we had dinner, and I had an opportunity arise. My mother-in-law, sister-in-law, and her boyfriend joined us for dinner. While our plates were still on the table, my mother-in-law asked how my plants were doing, and I said I'd show her. I told my husband to follow us outside so he could show her the plant he's growing, leaving sister-in-law alone with her boyfriend. When we came back inside 5 minutes later, her plate was broken. I don't know how this happened. It's like plates don't like me. They look at me and they just shatter with fear. When they left, I pulled the camera footage. I saw her stand up when we walked out and peek around the corner and then throw the plate on the ground. That brings me to this past weekend. We had our family dinner and we were joined by my in-laws, sister-in-law, and her boyfriend, as well as my parents, siblings, and niece. Timeout. Wouldn't the boyfriend at this point be like, what is happening? Why do you break plates everywhere you go? And why do we keep coming back here? Why do they keep letting you come back here? How's the boyfriend at this point not like, yo, I'm really concerned. Why are you always breaking stuff and acting this crazy? And I don't know what to do with this information, but the fact that she keeps coming back and the fact that he keeps coming back with her, I'm like, my brain is shattered like a piece of fine china. That brings me to this past weekend. We had our family dinner and we were joined by my in-laws, sister-in-law, and her boyfriend, as well as my parents, siblings, and niece. I served everyone, saving evil sister-in-law for last. I brought her food out on a child's plate with a sippy cup and got those kids' silverware with the plastic handles. Yes. So good. So good. She looked at me confused and said, I think you've mixed up my plate with your niece's plate. And I said, no, niece's name is responsible enough to eat on a grown-up's plate. If you're going to act like a child in my home, I'm going to treat you like a child in my home. She tried to play coy, but I had my iPad ready and played the video to everyone at the table. She started sobbing, swiped the kid's plate off the table. Oh, she tried to break that one too, and stormed out. My in-laws both apologized and offered to pay for the replacement plates, but I told them not to worry about it. Also, OP, I imagine you just lost count at this point. Despite this, we still had a nice time. When everyone left, my husband told me I was out of line and cruel, but I told him that this has been happening for months and I've told him it was bothering me multiple times. It's Wednesday, he's still being a little cold to me, and I also got a text from my sister-in-law's boyfriend asking me if I would apologize to her because I really embarrassed her. AKA, he's having to deal with her bullshit now and wants it to end. I sent him the video again and he left me on red. My husband just called me to ask if I was taunting her boyfriend because his sister called him crying that I was. Even when exposed, Okay, we talk about this a lot. When people get exposed, of course, they aren't happy about it. Of course, they act out even further because they just got exposed. Like, that's what happens when people get exposed. However, to further victimize yourself when exposed, about being exposed, how can OP's husband not see what's happening here? Maybe both of them to a certain extent are like, look, we just want the drama to effing end. Like, just make it stop because we're having to deal with her now. So OP's husband is now getting phone calls and texts from his sister, who's crying wolf. His boyfriend, of course. I know where he's coming from because he's like, make it stop, please, make it stop. Oh, you're just going to send me the video again? Okay, cool. It's not going to stop. But OP's husband, I'm like, come on, man. This is one of those things where clearly your sister was in the wrong. Why would you not side with your wife? Why would you not have this boundary? And also, that's your shit she's breaking too. What are you doing? Why is this okay? This is a grown-ass woman breaking plates every time she comes over because they're not her style. It's an effing plate, lady. What do you do when you go to a restaurant and they bring out a plate that's not your style? You throw that on the ground too? No, try again. Bring me another plate that is my style. Well, what's your style, ma'am? I'm not going to tell you that. You have to guess. Keep trying. Smash, smash, smash. Maybe she was traumatized by being forced to watch that scene in Beauty and the Beast whenever the plates and stuff like sing, the Be Our Guest sequence. Maybe she was traumatized by having to watch that on repeat as a child or something. So now she just has an aversion to plates. The fact that she tried to break the kid's plate too is just like, you're like, no, honey, that's why we gave you that one, because it won't shatter. Nice try, though. In the comments, inquiring minds need to know, why would she break your plates? Because she doesn't like to eat off something not her style? OP, I would like to know too. We'll probably never get a straight answer, though. My husband apologized, and now we're bouncing back and forth off of the whys, and we're kind of circling around the boyfriend. In-laws say that's when they noticed a change in behavior. She's gotten into trouble since dating him. They act like teenagers. Husband is saying exactly what I was thinking was happening. He's trying not to blame or pin anything on her because he has been behaving differently over the past few months. She got caught shoplifting and boyfriend also got caught stealing and went to jail. No diagnosis that I've ever known of, but family is now saying there could be a deeper issue or possibility of a substance issue. I think it became a game to sister where she was like, I'm going to see how long I can get away with this. And also, yeah, if they're acting out like that and they're getting in that kind of trouble, either it's like an adrenaline rush thing or this is a jealousy of where they're at in life kind of thing and they have to break the nice things that they have. The plate just happened to be the thing that she had the easiest access to. But I think once she did it a couple of times, it became a game of how many times can I do this and get away with it? What can I get away with? And apparently that's the theme in their relationship as well. But getting exposed here is fantastic. The part that I'm just like, I don't understand is when she got exposed, when she had evidence put in her face, like, yeah, clearly you did this on purpose. This was premeditated. You looked around the corner to make sure nobody was watching and then you did it. And then she still victimized herself. I'm like, it's okay. I'm going to tell my kids this story and be like, this is why we use paper plates, kid. This is why we do this. It's not just because we don't want to do the dishes. It's because deep down, we just don't trust you. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't say that. I think this is one of those things where people have the short-sighted mindset and they're like, morphine. Not long-term solution. Not let's treat the root issue here, but I just need morphine to keep the short-term drama, just make it go away. You know what? I think they did it the smart way because they collected evidence. I think that OP handled it extraordinarily well. I think gathering evidence and playing the long game here was the smart play. If she would have created some boundaries earlier, I feel like the backlash from the rest of the family would have been stronger. And I feel like she had to have this video. So she had to notice the pattern first. She had to catch on to what was going on. Then she had to set something up where she could collect the evidence and then present the evidence. And that took about the amount of time that it did. She could have caught on sooner. And that would have been nice because I think all of us reading this are like, after the second time, it'd be like, okay, you've done this 2 times now. We're going to put you in the high chair.